Hey, this is Zachary Crammy. I'm the Assistant Director of Player Personnel at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Today we're going to talk about a little about the organizational culture. This includes how people think, they behave, how they act on a day-to-day basis. Um, so, what I've noticed in the first 2 months that I've been here is we're a lot of me individuals. We're not acting like a team. Um, a lot of the coaches are just in it for themselves. They know this is a stepping stone job, and um, just their actions prove it. Just they don't do much at work. Um, when they have ideas, they only want to do it how they want to do it. They don't want to take into consideration anybody else's ideas or different opinions, stuff like that. It's just everybody's working themselves, doing their own thing, and then we're trying to figure out how to put it all together. A lot of these guys come from different backgrounds, and they're used to doing things different ways, and nobody can kind of agree on what's the best way to do things. So, just a lot of um, individual teamwork type things. You see a lot of guys just not getting anything done. Um, Sitting there watching TV on their phone, like just things like that, and then they complain that things are backing up and all that, and it gets passed down to me or to other assistants, and then we already have our jobs to do, and just more stuff gets thrown on, and so it's not a great culture to be around. It's very frustrating, very stressful environment, you know, and they behave like they're stressed, because they don't want to work as a team. They just want to say they're so busy, so busy doing all this stuff, and if they would just work together as a unit instead of an individual part, things would get done a whole lot smoother, a lot more organized. That's another big thing is the culture is they're not organized at all. Um, as a unit, it's just a lot of parts just moving. Like I said, they don't know what's going on. There's no structure. Um, Coming from Georgia Southern, there was a plan in place. There was always a plan in place. There was always communication. There was always, a set way of how we're going to do things. And here it's just, almost every man for himself, and that kind of reiterates the individual um, philosophy they have there of just being uh, there for themselves and for them to, for a stepping stone job. And I kind of feel bad because the head coach is doing his best, and he's a really good guy, and just for him to have these individual guys below him is kind of sad, and there's not much he can do about it other than talk to him, but even then it's just they want to do it their own way and not how he wants it done, and that could be a definite fault for him keeping his job if he doesn't figure things out. Because just from my end, coming from Georgia Southern, like we all worked as a team. There was no, offense is going to do it this way, defense is going to do it this way, or the wide receivers coach is going to do it this way, and the D line coach is going to do it another way. We were all a unit. We all came to a consensus on things, and that's how it was done. Another thing that's different from Georgia Southern is how they dress. At Georgia Southern, every day we wore um, Georgia Southern apparel, our school clothing, rep it, and all that. And here, nobody ever wears Chattanooga stuff. They'll just wear random T-shirts, random collared shirts, just things like that. And it's kind of weird. I've never seen a university act like that, and not wear certain things, to represent their school, especially when we have players coming, all kinds of fans, boosters, stuff like that, stopping in, and you're not even repping the school. Like it's kind of different to me. Um, but like I said, it's just a me place, an individualized place, um, and in this sport, in this industry, you have to all be as one, or else things aren't going to go well. Like I said, the offense works one way, defense works one way, and it's just not a good look, not a good organizational structure, and all that. So, just quickly here on how things differ from the student life is one thing I've noticed is, in my opinion, somewhat matters, but it doesn't at the same point. Like, um, you can give ideas, but they're only taken so far. Um, I have experience in recruiting, and even though that I've worked in bigger places already than some of these coaches have, I guess my ideas don't mean as much. Um, so in meetings, whenever they're talking, I don't get to say a lot just because I'm trying to soak in things. But at the same point, it's sometimes it just kind of feels like you don't have a say, or you don't need to speak up and say anything. Um, and so that's kind of different. I definitely like having my say in everything that I do. I'm very opinionated, and I like things to get done, efficiently, organized and all that. And it's kind of hard to just sit back and see things, run very unorganized and all that, and not have a say in it. Um, Another thing is just, like I said, just the inability to kind of talk. Like I've definitely already spoke my mind a few times about certain topics, and I've gotten chewed out. But at the same point, um, it's kind of almost like they respect me more. That I'm not gonna take their crap and all that. Um, but yeah, so that's just the organizational culture at Chattanooga.